Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with a special Sunday night edition of 90 Day Oy Vey. Now, this is about Love in Paradise, which just premiered last Monday, and Kyle Gordy, who is one of the guys featured on Love in Paradise this season. Is he a serial sperm donor or a predator? Let's get right into it, guys. I've been watching stuff about him all day long. I fell into the rabbit hole. So here's Kyle with Mika. Kyle was traveling to Malta to meet her and hopefully fall in love. Now, here's a spoiler. It doesn't work out, okay? He's back in the United States and he's single. Why didn't it work out? Hmm. I'm going to get into some things that I found out about Kyle today, and I could see why Mika ran for her life. Okay, so first of all, he announced his retirement from being a sperm donor, okay, because he said he wanted to pursue a long-term relationship. I'm assuming it's because he wanted to go on Love in Paradise, okay, and he said, I need to retire from the sperm donor stuff because it'll make a great story. Okay, so in this article, it says that he had previously professed his admiration for Nick Cannon, okay, and he would be open to doing a reality show where women could win a chance at his sperm. Do you see my face? Let me take a pull out of the blunt. Okay, Kyle has been featured on a couple of talk shows, a reality show. Yeah. So let's get into it. Dr. Phil. He was on Dr. Phil a couple of times. Now, the first Dr. Phil clip that I watched involved this woman, Morgan, who is basically ripping Kyle a new one because she calls Kyle an irresponsible sperm donor. Okay. She claims that Kyle doesn't do any blood tests, any STD testing, any genetic testing before he so freely donates his sperm for free. Yes, Kyle donates his sperm for free because he wants to help these women. But we're going to get into a little bit behind his motivation more later. Okay, so Morgan is ripping him a new one. Okay, and even Dr. Phil rips him a new one because Dr. Phil is like, how can you be doing this irresponsibly without doing the proper testing? And Kyle's reasoning was, all my kids, they look fine. Nothing has happened with any of the kids that I fathered so far. So I didn't see a need for testing until this past weekend. Okay, Kyle. Now, mind you, this was taped about a year ago or so. Okay, so yeah, Kyle, whatever. So he appeared on the Dr. Phil show yet again, where he claimed that he was one of the top fertility experts in in the world, I guess. I don't know. This guy Kyle, not only is he creepy, he's a little bit delusional. So anyway, he was going on that he knows what women want when it comes to a sperm donor and blah blah blah. And Dr. Phil called him out again. Okay. So Dr. Phil wasn't buying his shit. And basically, Morgan, Dr. Phil was calling Kyle out on his website. Okay. The woman Morgan said that his website is basically selling Kyle. Okay. And it's shows according to Morgan where his mindset is. Okay. So I checked out his website and I'm like, okay, he has getting pregnant recommendations, conception items for getting pregnant, tips for increasing female fertility and male fertility. Okay, very interesting. So now, Kyle was featured on Vice TV, where he talks about that he has 38 kids, working on his 39th, 40th, 41, 42, 43. I don't know. So he was going on about the different types of insemination. There's artificial insemination, and then there's natural insemination, which is basically sex. Okay. So Kyle, has sex with these women when they are ovulating, and he donates his sperm for free. And in this Vice documentary, he was actively donating his sperm, let's say. So as you see, he's sitting on a bed with a woman and she has her legs up in the air. So I'm assuming that he just finished naturally inseminating her. Okay. So now if this isn't creepy enough for you guys, Kyle also appeared on what is the name of this channel? Give me 1 second. On Truly TV. Okay. And basically he went on a blind date. It was called Dating Different. Okay. And he was telling his blind date all about him being a sperm donor. And he says that he takes sperm donation very seriously. He does the genetic testing, he does the semen analysis, he does the STD testing. But the other things that I watched says that Kyle, uh, let's get into it a little bit more. Well, his blind date was cringy as fuck. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Cringy AF. The chick Ursula is originally from New York, but she moved to California. And when she started off the date, even before she saw Kyle, she said she doesn't fuck with men if they're 6 feet, if they're under 6 feet. Okay, so soon as she saw Kyle, it was like, you're under 6 feet, but she went through the date anyway. So the comments under this video cracked me the fuck up, to be honest, okay? Because I was thinking the same thing. Now, this was on the Truly YouTube channel. If you want to check it out, go over to Truly. It's highly amusing, okay? Now, Kyle was also detained and deported out of Fiji, okay? Because he was going on a world tour of Australia where he was planning on inseminating a bunch of women during his donation tour, okay? So when he landed in Fiji, they, pulled him to the side. They asked him why he was visiting New Zealand, why he was planning on visiting Australia, and he told them. He told them he was going sightseeing. He was planning on sightseeing in New Zealand, and he was on a donation tour. They said, get the fuck out, and they deported him. Okay? They would not let him go on to New Zealand. So, as I was going through all this stuff about Kyle on the interwebs, then I ran into the most disturbing. Okay? This is a channel called Sperm Donor Underworld Awareness. And there are two women on this channel. One is Jen from California, and the other one is Taryn from New Zealand. And they both describe their horrible experiences with Kyle and other donors like him. Now, I listened to both videos that were on the channel, and Jen's video where she describes her encounters with Kyle and how Kyle basically took what she was going through. She wanted to have a child. She was going to be 40 years old. She wanted to have another one. She couldn't find a long-term relationship. The man that she was dealing with, didn't want to have children, didn't want to have a long-term relationship, and she felt like her time was running out. Now, at the time that Jen made this video, about a year ago, she was 24 weeks pregnant with Kyle's baby. So she said that she first went into a local Facebook group about sperm donors and the such. And she said that she didn't post. She commented on maybe one post, and within 3 days, Kyle messaged her to let her know that he was the administrator of this Facebook group. And it turns out that Kyle is the administrator of many of these Facebook groups where women go into seeking advice about sperm donation, seeking information about sperm donation, or seeking a sperm donor. Kyle is allegedly the administrator of many of these groups. So Jen shared her story about how when she first started dealing with Kyle, she really thought that he was on the same page as her as wanting a long-term relationship. As time went on, she realized that Kyle was not on the same page as her as in wanting a long-term relationship. So to make a long story short, she realized that Kyle did not have any genetic testing. She had natural conception with him. So yeah, she had sex with him. She found out she was pregnant and then found out that Kyle basically doctors his documents. So it seems like he's all clean, but he has a genetic disorder called FD, which is apparently a central nervous system disorder, I believe. I may be wrong. I don't have my notes in front of me, and you guys know I smoke a lot of pot, so I forget things. So it's a real serious genetic disorder. And apparently, Kyle knew this whole time that he was a carrier of it. And if he donates his sperm to another woman who happens to be a carrier of the same genetic disorder, the child could potentially be born with this serious disorder. So, Kyle, what you said on Dr. Phil, by looking at your children, you know that they're all okay. Kyle, looking at them doesn't mean jack shit, okay? Because they could potentially have a genetic disorder that you cannot see. Anyway, you would think somebody that is such an expert in sperm donation and fertility would know that not all genetic disorders are visible. Dumbass. When he said that on Dr. Phil, I swear I wanted to punch the screen. So anyway, these women were sharing their experiences. Taryn, okay, the woman from New Zealand, started doing research into Kyle when all these women started coming to her. Taryn and her partner both were inseminated, got pregnant, and gave birth within 4 days of each other. So Taryn received a lot of press coverage when this happened, and women were coming to her with stories about Kyle and other sperm donors like him who take advantage of these women, and then all these horrible things are happening to other women, and they're going to Taryn to talk to her. Taryn, the woman from New Zealand, basically blows up Kyle's spot in all of these Facebook groups and lets people know, exactly what's going on with Kyle, how he is allegedly fraudulent in holding back certain key pieces of information that women should know if they're going to, have him as a sperm donor. And allegedly, Taryn was being harassed left and right. People were threatening her and her family. It just turned into a whole horrible mess. But all of the stuff that I watched today about Kyle just gives me the total creeps, makes my hair stand up on my arms. And I just have to ask TLC, where the fuck do you find these people? Do you do background checks? I mean, a simple Google search would have pulled up a whole bunch of shit on this dude. And this is the dude that you want on your television show. I guess if, drama sells, then yeah, but still, this dude allegedly taking advantage of women who are in a dire situation, who are emotional in their journeys, wanting to have children, and they think, wow, this guy's exactly what I've been asking for. Unfortunately, it turns out that he isn't. So Anyway, before I wrap this up, I'm just missing the old days of Love in Paradise before Kyle, before E. Scott. I mean, like this first season where we had Amber and Daniel, who are still together, and Gloriana and Shelton. Okay, their relationship may not have worked out, but hey, Ariana is moving on with her life. As you can see, she just graduated from graduate school. Congratulations. But I'm just missing the old pure days of 90 Day Fiance and Love in Paradise because these shows now are killing me. So, anyway, I just want to say this is totally me. I hate drama, except when it comes with screenshots. Thank you so much for watching me. Please subscribe, hit that like button, and share my video with a friend or 10. See you next time. Thanks so much for watching me. Bye.